What happens when those sworn to protect us cross the line with their words?
He's one of those guys that, I'd have to choke him. Yeah. You'd have to put him out.
Yeah. And their actions.
I'm frustrated because, bottom line is, if one of us had been in that car and not Officer Nate Meyer, you ask me, do I think it would have been treated differently? I do.
Stay tuned as we delve into 4 cases where law enforcement is held accountable.
What do you mean, what am I going to do? I can't let you drive. So you try to get in that car, I got to stop you. And then you're going to start fighting with me. What is that going to do?
Not something any rational person would do at the same time. Officer Justin Augustine had just informed him that he had tooted his cruiser while attempting to take a piss while driving. But Augustine was just enough inebriated to accomplish those 2 things simultaneously, as seen by his bloodshot eyes and slurred speech. When Byron returned to the station, he saw Augustine chatting with police officers.
He needs to... Yeah, Augie, come here. Let's go out here in the garage. We got to put your weapons away. Come out here, we'll talk. You'll be all right.
He was armed and not in handcuffs. Byron informed Augustine that he would be sent to the hospital to have a test once he had been disarmed, but Augustine refused.
Drop your vest or your duty belt, because you don't need that. We're going to go down and do a drug and alcohol test down at the hospital, you and I. And you don't need all your gear, so... Where's your vest at? You don't have it on you? Okay. All right. What else do you got on you? You got
done.
Pocket knife, huh?
I'm done.
What's going on, though? Tell me what's going on, bud.
I'm done.
What do you mean you're done? You going to go with me to take the test, Augie? You're refusing it? You don't want to do that.
I'm done.
Augustine became more irrational and even started cursing at the officer as he attempted to figure out what was happening.
All right, let's go out here. All right, don't play this game with me, bud. I'm trying to help you out here.
You ain't doing
Well, I can't do stuff. I'm just doing what I got to do, Augie. It's my job. If you want to leave, go ahead and leave. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on, Augie. Don't do this, man. It ain't worth it.
After that, he left the station eager to go home. However, Augustine's demeanor completely changed, and he started crying when Byron inquired about his safety while driving.
So, Augie, are you okay to drive, brother?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
All right, well, get going then. Do what you got to do, all right? Augie, you need to get it. You need to relax. No, huh? What'd you say? Who is? You just wrecked a cruiser. It's not the end of the world. I know, it's not the end of the world. We can do this, Augie. If you just go down and take the test like we're asking you, if you do that, then we can at least get that cleared to where you can come back to work.
Byron urged Augustine to take the exam, but after walking away, Augustine started crying once again.
Seriously, Augie, I'm trying to help you, bud. Huh? What'd you say? I don't want to... What'd you say? What do you mean you're up? Alcohol? Pills? What are you talking about? Huh? Okay. All right. All right, Augie.
He turned around again and cursed at Byron.
Help me understand, Justin.
What the fuck?
You talking about just in the head? Huh? We don't need to do this, Augie.
What?
Come on. We don't. Why are you doing this why are you doing me like that?
Later on, Augustine acknowledged that he had consumed alcohol earlier in the day.
Did you drink today, Augie? A lot. You know he's going to want to do a test, right? No, I'm talking about your driving just like we would anybody else. You know what I mean? Not an employment test. He's going to say, hey, this guy's driving a car, we need to test him. And I mean, you got the right to refuse it, but we got to go through the process on that, Augie.
Augustine became enraged when Byron informed him that he would not be driving home.
I've been drunk.
Huh?
I'm drunk.
You're drunk right now?
No, I've been drunk.
Been drunk when? Today?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't think you are now?
No.
Okay. Well, I can't let you drive the car home unless we test.
What the fuck you gonna do?
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Augie? Is that the you're going to do this? You're about to get yourself arrested, bud.
For what?
What do you mean? What am I going to do? I can't let you drive. So you try to get in that car, I got to stop you, and then you're going to start fighting with me. What is that going to do? Huh? Seriously, Augie, why are you doing this to me?
Finally, Byron persuaded Augustine to go back to the station while they made plans for his disposition. Eventually, an officer had to hold on to Augustine to keep him sitting since he was so inebriated that he practically fell off his seat many times. He resigned from the police and was found guilty of driving a vehicle and handling a firearm while intoxicated after the inquiry. In addition to 177 days of suspended prison time, a $300 fine, and court costs, he was given a year of probation. Next up, this idiot forgot that he had a body cam on him and he said more than he needed to.
What we tasing for? Why don't we just choke the life out of him?
I think they did for a while. They were
Good.
like, put on a bunch of
Good.
But first, let's jump to the next clip.
He's a little intoxicated.
Nate Meyer on March 29th, 2019, a startling incident happened in East Mississippi, Colorado. Everything was centered on a single patrol vehicle, with other Aurora police officers and fire department trucks on standby. Officer Nathan Meyer was seated in the driver's seat with his foot on the brake and his eyes fixed intently on the road, according to 2 witnesses who saw his vehicle stopped in the middle of the road, engine still running. A gunshot wound or a medical emergency? The responding officers scratched their heads trying to figure out what may be wrong. However, as soon as they attempted to disarm him, the distinct smell of alcohol assaulted them.
We got another keeper right here. Pulling forward. Pulling forward. So I can get the keeper. Oh, you're trying to get that? Is there a keeper back on his belt? Hold on, let me. Okay, he's good. I got his belt. Where's this duty arm? We got it. Okay.
Meyer was intoxicated. He was not wounded or harmed. Even after they removed him from the automobile, he didn't wake up. After that, he was taken to a hospital and subsequently discharged. But you would be surprised if you believed that Meyer would face any legal consequences as a result of this scandalous incident. Nick Metz, the chief of the department, dismissed the occurrence as a result of stress on police officers and classified it as a medical issue.
No charges for an Aurora police officer found passed out, drunk, and armed behind the wheel of his cruiser in Aurora.
The incident's body camera video reveals that numerous police turned down their cameras when remarks were made concerning Meyer's apparent intoxication.
He's a little intoxicated.
Meyer, however, provided his hospital report for an internal affairs inquiry, in which his blood alcohol content was found to be 5 times above the legal limit. He subsequently acknowledged that, while he had gone home and consumed vodka in the midst of his shift, he didn't remember the event until he awoke in the hospital. He was only suspended. I wish this bastard would get a much more severe punishment than this, but hold up, because you will like how this next idiot got caught and punished.
Was he going to report these items as being part of the inventory of things taken from that car?
Marco Burke. Although the purpose of body cameras is to capture criminals in the act, there are instances where the criminals are the ones wearing the badge. Marco Burke, a police officer at Middle Tennessee State University, had that exact situation. On May 10, 2018, just after midnight, Burke received a call to investigate an automobile collision involving a careless driver. Burke discovered an abandoned car when he got there. Burke went back to his car after doing a quick inspection and found nothing out of the ordinary.
Just the vehicle is unoccupied. That's it.
However, he was arrested and charged with 5 counts of stealing while working before his shift was up. Why? The automobile served as bait, and Burke was caught on video at a vulnerable moment. However, this tale began months before when an AR-15 rifle vanished from a police storage. Burke was the target of suspicion, but he denied it. So the head of police put up a trap to apprehend him.
Was he going to report these items as being part of the inventory of things taken from that car?
They placed hidden cameras in the vehicle and concealed $1,100 in cash as well as bottles of Oxycontin that contained sugar tablets. However, Burke's fate was sealed by his body camera. It showed him sifting through the bait vehicle and selecting the placed objects.
Watch as he zeroes in on a bottle of pills, which he pockets. Then Burke also grabs $1,100 cash and another bottle of pills.
He went back to his squad vehicle later, and you can hear him shuffle papers, maybe counting his ill-gotten riches. He had to tell his wife that evening why he would not be returning home.
I got caught up in something, and I got in trouble. I know what I did. He did his thing, and I got caught. I'm so embarrassed.
Burke ultimately entered a guilty plea to 3 crimes. One thing about body cams is that they consistently record cops talking and doing dumb things. Similar, like the time when Officer Bogart was overheard speaking the most startling things.
Then maybe you shouldn't have fought like an asshole.
I can't breathe, sir. Help. You got the probe down?
Officer Bogart. Timothy Davis was questioned by Columbus police in September 2017 inside a convenience shop. The case was about many arrest warrants. The cops pummeled Davis until his trousers came down when he refused to cooperate.
Put your hands behind your back. I'm not doing no shit. You ain't complying, bruh.
Davis was eventually faced down on the ground by 6 officers, but not before they punched and shocked him with a taser. Davis had to be hauled away and hoisted into the police vehicle because he was so weak when he was handcuffed and taken into custody. Davis was taken into the station to be booked and charged. Davis was so severely assaulted that he couldn't walk and had a damaged face when he appeared in court. Davis cracked a few ribs and had kidney damage. The local community was incensed when a mobile phone video of the attack went viral.
Fighting for all of us, black, white, brown, poor, Muslim, Christian, it doesn't matter. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
That video was horrible.
So we're giving you 7 days to explain this video to the citizens of Columbus.
Investigations do take time, unfortunately. We don't have everything available to us at the moment. 7 days is a stretch to get an investigation done.
Not only was there an overuse of force, but one officer's startling remarks over his body camera also played a part.
What are we tasing for? Why don't we just choke the life out of him?
I think they did for a while. They were
Good.
like, put on a bunch of people.
Good.
Bogart dismissed it, but he also laughed and said even more startling things.
Stop trying to fall. I can't breathe.
Oh, stop it. Then maybe you shouldn't have fought like an asshole.
I can't breathe, sir. Help. You got the probe down?
It's exhausting, but I'll try.
I'm a little aroused at this, Davis. Just so you know, he's
Right
one
this
of,
way, sir.
He's one of those guys that I'd have to choke him.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to put him out.
Yeah. No, I
You have to fight him. You have to choke him. Yeah. No, I'm gonna for real armbar you, and then when that still doesn't work, I'm gonna choke the life out of you. And then while you're drooling on yourself.
Bogart had arrived just after the arrest, not even there during the takedown. However, this chatty tongue got him into trouble. Bogart was put on leave.
The officer's been relieved of duty, taking his badge and gun away from him until we know whether or not those comments reflect the type of behavior that he exhibits out there on the street towards our citizens.
Regarding Davis, he obtained a $225,000 settlement after suing the agency for using excessive force.